Good morning. Welcome to Behind the Net. I'm your host, Christopher. Hey, man, it's been a wild weekend and a week in the world of sports and football, especially. So let's dive into it, guys. Let's dive into it. Yeah, let's talk about transfers, man. Let's start off with transfers. The transfer window is still currently open in England. So let's dive into it a bit. I'm going to start off with Manchester United transfer situation as it is. As you all know, that Manchester United have, I think, five players they're trying to get rid of, naming Garnacho, Sancho, Hoyland, Malacia. Who's the other one? I can't think of another one now. Anthony. Yeah, Anthony's the fifth one that they're trying to get rid of. Well, it's a whole lot of drama happening at Manchester United, which I actually don't like because it's killing a bit of the energy that has been built up now. But yeah, situation on Garnacho, Bayern Munich wanted to reach out to Garnacho, but Garnacho turned them down. Garnacho only wants Chelsea. He wants no other team. He only wants Chelsea, which for me is stupid because, I mean, who does not want to play for Bayern Munich? But hey, it's his future. It's what he wants to do. Let's see what happens there because he's going to end up in a position if Chelsea does not want to pay the amount that Manchester United want for him. He's going to end up being at a club that is not going to get game time, and that's not good. Sancho, Roma, Dortmund, and Besiktas is interested in Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho has reportedly turned down the loan move from Roma. There's no official bids been made by Dortmund and Besiktas as it stands, but he's also not keen on going to Turkey, where Besiktas is based. So yeah, on Sancho, we don't have anything concrete as yet. We'll see what's going to happen, but Roma really want Sancho. They really want Sancho, so there might be some movement here. We'll just see if they agree on any prices on that one. We have Rasmus Højlund. Roma has reached out to Manchester United and they want a loan for Højlund, but the problem is the loan has been declined because Roma is not adding the obligation to buy. So the difference that we need to understand is obligation to buy means after the loan, Roma will buy the player, right? Not possibility, that's obligation. So not option, obligation. So yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one because Rasmus wants to stay at Manchester United. There is no place for him at Manchester United. So he doesn't want to go to a club on loan and then after the season ends, he now needs to worry as to where he's gonna go. Napoli has now shown interest in Rasmus Højlund because Romelu Lukaku has an injury. They are not sure as to how long Lukaku will be out for, but they are looking at Rasmus Højlund as his replacement. So yeah, we haven't received any official bid from Napoli. So maybe that might be a move that's on. We don't know if it's going to be loan or is it going to be a buy. So let's see what happens on that one there. That one is very interesting. Another one that's interesting is Manchester City. Moving on from Manchester United, is that Manchester City is looking apparently at Donnarumma, but they have a problem because they already have three goalkeepers currently at the club: Ortega, Edison, and Trafford. Now the problem they have is they need to sell one, which I think they want to sell Edison. I'm not sure how talks are going because I heard Besiktas was interested in signing Edison, but there's no official bid is made as yet. So I think they're first going to have to get rid of one of the goalkeepers in order to sign Donnarumma from PSG. Another talking point for Man City is that Manchester City is actually interested in getting Rodrigo from Real Madrid, but that can only happen if they sell Savinho to Tottenham. Now, apparently, there's a riff in Manchester City that I think Pep is not standing in the way of Savinho going, but some of the higher ups in Manchester City is standing in the way of the sale for Savinho to Tottenham. So only once the sale happens from Savinho to Tottenham will Manchester City be pursuing Rodrigo from Real Madrid. That will be interesting. It will be interesting, as we all know, Rodrigo is quite a fascinating player. So bad news for the Premier League if Manchester City gets him, but interesting nonetheless. Moving on to Liverpool. Not a lot of movement is yet that I can mention from Liverpool side, but I do know that Isak from Newcastle, Alexander Isak, is still looking to make the move to Liverpool. He's not part of the team. Liverpool is playing them now, if I'm not mistaken. So there's also a lot of things happening there in that regard. So Isak is still holding out for Liverpool. Liverpool is still interested in Isak. So don't know what's going to happen there. We're still waiting because Newcastle is unfortunately at the position where they need to find a replacement for Isak, and they don't have a replacement as yet. So they are hesitant to sell Isak without having a replacement for him because we all know Isak scored a lot of goals for Newcastle last season, so they can't just let him go without having a replacement. So that's also on the cards with Liverpool and Newcastle and Alexander Isak. So we're just waiting to see what's happening there. And then we have from Chelsea side, Bayern Munich is interested in Christopher Nkunku. But the problem is they're interested in a loan deal and not a buy deal. And Chelsea is looking to sell Nkunku. So we'll see what's happening there. RB Leipzig has also made interest in Christopher Nkunku. We don't know yet what's going to happen, but we're keeping an eye out on that one. Um, yeah, man, and that's on transfers that I have currently right now. I don't have any transfer information about the other leagues. As stated, I predominantly focus on the English league. I'm branching out onto the other leagues. So for now, yeah, that's the most information I have on transfers in regard to the English Premier League. Nothing from the other leagues as yet. Um, I know Manchester United is looking at one of Bayer Leverkusen midfielders that they would most likely try to sign. Um, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, man. Let's dive in. That's the transfers for that we have to what we've spoken about. Now let's see the results of the past weekend. Some results that were very interesting. Look, you guys know I'm a Manchester United fan, and I really thought we can win that game, but we didn't play bad. I'm not gonna jump the gun as some people out there and be like, "Oh no, we look great." Yeah, we look great. It was a home game. Everyone was excited, so the energy levels were high. I still think that we need a lot of improvement, but we'll touch on that on a later stage. For now, let's look at the past results over the past weekend. Tottenham beat Burnley 3-0. I'm actually the first one that's gonna say well done Tottenham because I'm the one that's thinking Tottenham is gonna fare poorly, and I actually said that Tottenham might draw this game, but they played well and they won the game. But I still believe that Tottenham is going to fare poorly. On that point, I actually forget to mention that. So Tottenham was supposed to sign Eze from Crystal Palace. Everything was agreed in principle between the club and the player, but as it stands now, Eze is officially a Arsenal player because Arsenal has now hijacked the move and they have signed Eze from Crystal Palace to Arsenal. So I'm coming back to my point. Tottenham is going to struggle because they're not getting the players they want. Players are reluctant to join them in some instances, and they've lost some good players. So yeah, I'm still on the forefront that they might struggle this season. It was the first game. They played well. They look like they have a good coach, but they look like they have a good core, but I still believe they'll struggle. I'm keeping to that. So yeah, Tottenham won that game 3-0. Two excellent goals from Richarlison and one from Brennan Johnson, if I'm not mistaken. Surprise, but not really a surprise. Sutherland won 3-0 at West Ham. Like I said, if you've listened to my previous podcast, West Ham is always a hit and a miss. Then the games you think they'll lose is the games they actually play well, and the games you think they should win, they actually play bad in. The same thing with Manchester United, it can be said because yeah, there are teams that beat Manchester United last season. And you're like, what really? I know the team is bad, but you're not so expecting that to happen. Moving on, we have Brighton played Fulham. That game was a 1-1 draw, where it was actually interesting because Brighton led the game for long periods of the time, and then Fulham actually scored a last late equalizer. So yeah, Brighton and Fulham played to 1-1 draw. They're gonna slowly pick up momentum and get better as the season goes on. Huge Brighton fan. They play very good football. Great team, great team, great character, and great structure as well. Then the obvious one, Arsenal beat Manchester United 1-0. A lot to unpack there. What we can now point fingers on whatever the case might be. Manchester United has problems. They have problems. We're going to delve into that now. Um, then Manchester City beat Wolves 4-0. Guys, I don't know if you've watched the game, but Manchester City's midfield is looking great, man. I mean, Rangers, sorry for pronunciation, but Rangers or something like that. I can't pronounce his surname. He's an excellent player, man. You already have Bernardo Silva there, who was already excellent. The young guys for Man City is coming up. You have Haaland, obviously. You're waiting for Rodri, Phil Foden to get fit. Man, City has got a team. They should be doing well as well. I still don't think they're going to win the league, but they should be doing well as well. PSG won their game, the opening game, 1-0 against Nantes. Was a good game as well. They played well, but they you can see I think they're tired. I think PSG players are but exhausted. They've been playing a lot of football, man. They've been playing a lot of football. So yeah, I grant them they were but exhausted. Um yeah, Bayern Munich also won a cup game over the weekend. They also won that cup game over the weekend. So yeah, man, other leagues are gonna open the coming now. Um La Liga, we know La Liga, Barcelona won. Um, Madrid won their game. Madrid is another team. I don't know. Maybe it's too early to jump the gun on them, but well, got a penalty. Mbappe scored the penalty. They won the game. 1-0. Expected more. But hey, Madrid has never lost an opening game in the last 16 years. So yeah, but we always expect Madrid to blow the opposition out of the water. But look, it's a new coach, couple of new players. Team needs to find their feet again. They've lost some stalwarts like Modric that moved on and things like that. So yeah, but off to a winning start. That's the most important thing. 3 points there. I'm rooting for Madrid this season in the La Liga to do well and win the La Liga. I don't know. Champions League is a whole other beast. So yeah, man, those are the results of the past weekend worth mentioning, I believe. Now I want to delve into Manchester United. Guys, we played well. Well, we played okay. I'm not gonna lie. I'm rubbing my hands as it is here because so many talking points. We played well. I won't lie. I think we're still struggling with a couple of things. Uh, First of all, would be the correct starting 11. We're struggling with that a bit. Position for Bruno to play because Bruno is not. Bruno cannot be going to fetch the ball at the corner flag and then wanting him to create something in the front. That's never going to work. So we need to get past that point where Bruno is now playing as a number 8. Bruno cannot be running all over the pitch. Bruno needs to get the ball in key areas where he can turn, face the other goal, and attack those that defense. So yeah, that's where we need another midfielder to come in. My personal opinion is I believe if the coach can just guide and teach Kobe Mainu. Kobe Mainu can be that guy for Manchester United. I love Kobe Mainu. He's a great player, young talent. Maybe you just want a little bit more guidance, a little bit more structure and coaching. Um, they can turn him into a number 8. I know the coach is a bit hesitant on his work ethic, but yeah, I believe Kobe Mainu can be that guy. But we are still in the market for a midfielder. The deal with for Baleba is fallen through. We're not going to pursue Baleba anymore from Brighton. So we're looking for a midfielder. Hopefully we get one that's of good value. But we also need to understand that this is a rebuilding stage. This is actually now the official rebuilding season because the coach came in the middle of last season. Now he had some time to buy some players, get rid of some players here in off season. So yeah, I'm optimistic still, man. I'm still optimistic. I'm still putting Manchester United in the top 6, probably maybe even top 4 of the league this season. But yeah, there's still some things that needs to be sorted out, man. I mean, look, the goalkeeper was a bit weak. That should not have been the case or the goal that happened. Um, Also, the man marking in that instance, you can't put Mason Mount on someone like Saliba, who's strong, tall, knows how to fight because he's a defender, man. He knows I need to put my body on the line to get before the player to get to the ball first. So, yeah, man marking in that regard was also not good for me. But subsequently, the main thing comes down to the goalkeeper. That's his area. He needed to make sure that, look, it's either you or the ball. But that's neither here nor there. It happened. It's behind us. We know what we need to focus on. We need to get that goalkeeper. We need to get that midfielder. Man United was also looking at Donnarumma. I don't know what's happening currently as it stands because it seems like now we're in a position where we cannot buy anymore. We need to sell first. But like I mentioned earlier, we have five players that we're not getting official bids for. We have players that are declining to go to other teams. They just want certain teams. So they're actually putting United in a hostage negotiation situation where if their demands are not met, they're not going to go anywhere. So yeah, there's a lot of things happening at Manchester United, which I don't like, but unfortunately, it is what it is at this point in time. Hopefully, they can get solutions for these things. Move on from Garnacho, move on to Sancho, from Sancho, Rasmus Højlund, move on. Anthony is it's the most difficult one because Anthony wants to go back to Real Betis, but Real Betis does cannot afford Anthony. So it will be a thing whereby Anthony will go to Real Betis on loan, but Manchester United has to pay his wages, and he's got a big wage bill, and that's the things that Manchester United is trying to get rid of. So the overall status of Manchester United, man, is it's not terrible. There's really good signs. There's positives, but we need to get the pieces so that we can start building and start getting to a point of winning games and not start pointing fingers to say, oh, but only if we had a goalkeeper. Oh, but only if we have a midfielder. Because I mean, look, the teams are so strong. Look at what Arsenal now has done. They've brought in Eze. Arsenal didn't play well over the weekend because they could have probably beaten us with much more ease if Arsenal was fit, proper match ready, match fitness, and all of these things. So there's a lot of things that we need to look at from that game. That if Arsenal was playing it to a higher standard, would we have played as great as we were? We might have scored some more goals, maybe, but Arsenal has a good defense. So yeah, man, it was a great game to watch. I loved what I saw. Arsenal is going to get better. Arsenal are still making signings, and they're signing great players. Those players are going to start gelling, and yeah, it's wild, man. So yeah, the overall status of Manchester United is not wonderful, but it's not bad as well. So there's movement, there's improvement on that. That being said, guys, what do you guys think about the upcoming games? Let's do predictions. Let's do a bit of predictions. What's gonna happen with the upcoming games? Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you think is gonna lose? Who do you think is gonna be surprise of the weekend? Um, yeah, let's get into that as well, man. I mean, like, look, what's gonna happen over the weekend and things like that. For instance, the Premier League is coming up with some great games. The Bundesliga, we're gonna have Bayern Munich playing Leipzig on Friday night. That should be a great game. That should be a great game. Leipzig is not a slouch of a team. They play well. Okay, they've lost Sesko now, so I don't think they have a replacement as yet, but they should be doing well as well in that regard. West Ham is playing Chelsea on Friday. Again, West Ham, man, it's a hit and a miss for me with West Ham because West Ham, like I said, the games they were supposed to lose, they win, and the games they're supposed to win, they lose. So West Ham Chelsea, it's gonna be a good game. I think Chelsea can win that game. I think Chelsea can win that game. Chelsea did slip up over the weekend. But I think Chelsea can win that game. I hope they can. Hope they will win that game. But I think both teams will score and Chelsea will win that game. Hopefully that will be the case. Let's fingers crossed and let's see what happens in that regard. Um, on Friday night we have the La Liga. We have Real Betis versus Alaves. I think Real Betis will win that game. I don't know how many goals or whatever the case may be, but I think Real Betis should win that game. Right, for me, that would be the thing there. Then we have on Saturday, man, what a great way to start the Saturday with Tottenham and Man City against each other. Guys, it's a tough one to call because Tottenham has always had Man City's number in the past. Tottenham was like Man City's bogey team. For those that followed football closely, they would know what I'm talking about. That Tottenham was kind of Man City's bogey team, and Tottenham Man City early kickoff Saturday. I don't know how to call this one, but Man City is playing home. Man City is looking great, exciting. Um, I'm gonna give Man City this one because I still believe Tottenham is struggling. There's a little bit of discord in Tottenham. They're failing to get signings. The team has lost some players. The new players are still gelling with one another. Granted, they won against Burnley, but hey, no disrespect to Burnley. Burnley is not Manchester City. So yeah, let's look out for that one. I believe Man City is gonna win that game. Um, Man City is just a bit too powerful this time around. So yeah, Man City to win that game. Then we have Bournemouth Wolves. I believe Bournemouth is gonna win that game. For me, Brentford Aston Villa. Tough one to call, but I'll give it to Villa in this regard. Like I said, Brentford lost the coach, lost the Bemo. Visa is on the radar of a lot of players, a lot of teams. So maybe Visa is gonna go. They've lost Visa. They have new signings, but new signings still need to find their feet. So yeah, I'm gonna give that to Brentford, to Aston Villa. Sorry, not Brentford. Then we have Burnley and Sunderland. So Sunderland has won against West Ham. They're riding high. Uh, Burnley has lost against Tottenham, but because both teams have just been promoted, that one I'm just gonna say I don't know who's gonna win, but I don't think both teams are gonna score in that regard. Then we have Arsenal Leeds. Great game. Great game. Great game. It's some type of London rivalry. So it's going to be a great game to watch. Arsenal's first home game. Arsenal won at Manchester United. I'm going to give it to Arsenal to win that game. Some other notable games on Saturday will be Barcelona. Barcelona's playing away. So Barcelona, as it stands, Barcelona still looks like the strongest team in the Liga. So I'm going to be Barcelona winning that game over the weekend, playing well from the start. So yeah, Barcelona's gonna win that game. Italy, like I said, they starting also this weekend, Friday night, having that game, and then Saturday you have a couple of games there. Um, Not really games that's popping out at the moment, but we have Napoli's gonna be in action, AC Milan and Roma on Saturday. I would like to see how Napoli fares as the defending champions. That should be good to see how they go. They have lost Lukaku, but we'll see. Maybe they sign Hoyland. I don't know. I hope they do. I don't know what's going to happen there. On Sunday, Premier League, we have Crystal Palace against Nottingham Forest. Look, with Eze now being gone from Crystal Palace, man, that's a big blow to Crystal Palace. I won't lie. I'm gonna go Nottingham Forest on this game. Nottingham Forest is playing well, man. They are gelling. They are playing well. They have been playing well since last season. Then I'm gonna go Everton Brighton on Sunday. Everton and Brighton. Look, Everton is everything to be excited for. New stadium, new everything. But man, not a dig at Everton and David Moyes. I'm just gonna pick Brighton to win this game. For me, that's Brighton's gonna win that game. Fulham Manchester United. Look, it's our first away game. We've been playing well. The coaches have some couple of dates now to look at the tape of the last game against Arsenal, look where we can fix things and everything like that. We know Fulham is a great team to play it, and Craven Cottage is not a easy stadium to go to. But Manchester United definitely is going to win that game. We're going to win that game to get our first 3 points of the season and start our season, getting our season kicked off. Then La Liga, we have a couple of games in La Liga. Real Sociedad, Girona, and then Sunday night, the last game will be Real Madrid. So Real Madrid is gonna play against Real Oviedo. So I think Real Madrid's gonna win that game as well, going forward. And yeah, man. Then next week we'll have a lot of some more predictions going on there. for the upcoming games of next week. So that's the lineup for the weekend, man. That's the lineup for the weekends. Get your predictions in, guys. Those that are betting, analyze, look at these things, and bet well, guys. Three topics I want to talk about before I conclude this section or this episode. Predictions for top scorer. Who do you guys think will be the top scorer of the season in the Premier League? Man, for me personally, I don't know why. I don't know why, but I think it's between Salah and Haaland. Look, I know Guy Coraz is there. I know Cisco is there. I know Umbemo scores. I know Kuna scores. I just feel it's between between Haaland and Salah for me. I know Salah always starts slow, but he gets to his point where he needs to get. For me, it's gonna be Haaland in Salah. That's my personal two picks. I don't know who to choose between the two, but that will be one or the other. For me, it will be one or the other. So yeah, man, that's for me for top goal scorer of the season. I'm putting my head out there to say between the two of them should be looking great. I think noteworthy on this one will be La Liga. Will be La Liga. Will Mbappe get the golden boot in La Liga this season? I hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I really do. Or is Rafinha, Lewandowski gonna upset him? But I'm gonna put my head on Mbappe to get the golden boot in La Liga. He's been there now for a while. He's got the lay of the land. He should be doing better this season than all the other seasons that he's been there. So yeah, man, for me, Mbappe in La Liga. Bayern Munich, German League, Bundesliga. Man, I don't know. I'm gonna go Harry Kane. I'm gonna go Harry Kane just because I know a little bit less of the Bundesliga and all the strikers they have, and I haven't looked at all the teams yet playing and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go Harry Kane, Bundesliga, to get the golden boot there. French League, Liga. I don't know, man. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to call. I'll give an update on that one as the season progresses. There's a tough one to call, man. Serie A as well. Very tough to call. I don't know who's gonna get the golden boot there. Last season, Serie A, a lot of midfielders were like great at scoring goals. So it's tough to call as well. But we'll see. Maybe Lautaro Martinez is gonna be in the mix. So we'll see. We'll see, man. We'll see. We'll see. On those are my predictions for top goal scorer out of the leagues that we watch and that we're interested in. Now, guys, please remember this. The 22nd of August, man. Remember this. This is what I'm gonna say. And I hope it works out as planned. These are my final top four predictions for the Premier League going forward, man. I'll touch on the other leagues, but for the Premier League, these are my top four predictions. I still believe Liverpool is going to win the league. I really do believe Liverpool is going to win the league. I know Arsenal is going to make a great fight for it, but I believe Liverpool is going to win the league. Guys, you're going to kill me for this, but I'm going to stick to this. Manchester United is going to end second on this league table. Manchester United is going to end second on this league table. And then I'm going to give it to Arsenal and then Man City. That is my top four predictions for the Premier League. I hope this doesn't come back to bite me. But if it does, hey, I'm gonna stick with my guns. That's my top four standings for the Premier League. Um, man, La Liga is a bit difficult to call who's gonna be the other two teams other than Real Madrid or Barcelona. I don't know who's gonna end one or two between the two teams. Barcelona looks primed to repeat, and then Madrid, and then you have Atletico. That's always the case. Who's gonna fall after those two teams? But top two, Real Madrid, Barcelona. I think Barcelona might be able to repeat. I'm not sure yet. I have to still watch a lot of games to see what's gonna happen there. So, but for now, I'm gonna say Real Madrid wins the league. Barcelona second. It's my standing. Let me not duck out. That's my standing. Well, now that Xavi Alonso has left the Bundesliga has sold, Bayern Leverkusen has sold a couple of players that really was part of their core. I'm gonna say Bayern Munich is winning the league again there. Don't know where Dortmund, Leverkusen, Leipzig, and all these teams are going to end. I honestly can't say. I'm just going to say Bayern Munich is winning the Bundesliga there. Liga A, well, PSG to repeat, yes. Um, then the rest, I don't know. PSG looks like they're gonna repeat. I don't know. The rest, I don't know. I have a good feeling about Marseille and Lyon. Don't know why. I just have a good feeling about them. But we'll see. We'll see. Serie A. Serie A is a tough one to call. Will Napoli repeat? Will Inter Milan be winning again? Where does it leave Juventus, Roma, AC? It's tough to call, man. It's tough to call. But look, put my head on a swivel, put my head on a block. Let's do this. I think I think Inter Milan will win the league. I think Inter Milan will win the league. Juventus will end second. Napoli will end third. And the rest I don't know. Those are my predictions. You can keep me to it come end of the seasons. I'm sticking to those. And I think that's gonna be how it is. Final segment, guys. I just wanna quickly touch on the Ballon d'Or, man. I don't know what's gonna happen, man. This is the first one that I'm not sure who's gonna win. I mean, look, everyone thinks maybe Lamine Yamal should be winning this one, or other people are saying Usman Dembele. Um, I don't know who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or, man. I don't know who's gonna win the Ballon d'Or because normally from look, ever since I watched football, I know that teams normally that wins the Champions League and have great players, they've done well in that run, normally wins the Ballon d'Or. I don't know if that's still the case because a lot of scrutiny has the Ballon d'Or has come under a lot of scrutiny in recent years of how they do it. So I don't know. So my money is gonna be Lamine Yamal or Usman Dembele to win the Ballon d'Or. Hopefully the guys that does the what you call the votes will do the right thing. Um, I don't know, but I'm gonna put my head on the block for those two players. Who's going to win the Ballon d'Or? I would love to hear from you guys. Please spread out the word there. Please subscribe to my channel, guys. Thank you for listening. And yeah, man, reach out to me if there's anything you would wish us to touch on. I'm open to suggestions. And yeah, have a great one, guys. See you next week. Enjoy the weekend's football. And yeah, much love. Thank you.